it's fascinating. 2003, I launched one of the first e-commerce platforms in Ghana called Shop Shelves, and it was big. When we launched it, all the TV stations came to this internet, and then Sakawa was rife. So, so internet, everything fraud. So government needs to classify internet as a utility service. So it becomes an essential service.
And quite recently, we saw what we experienced. The digital disruptions, internet undersea cut cables. So you agree with the minister if she says that, the communications minister if she says that it was a blessing in disguise?
Oh.
Welcome to the honor series of the Citi Business Festival, the 2024 edition. And this is our special podcast on the digital economy. My name is Ni Latte. And today my guest is a man I describe as the digital man. He is a technology analyst. Because when it comes to the digital economy, digital branding, fintech, digital SME, anything that has to do with digitalization, he is our go-to person. In fact, he's also a household name. Maximus Ametorgoh, the founder of Pop Out. It is a digital communication company, right?
Right, yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, Maximus.
Pleasure.
Good to see you once again.
Good to see you too.
The last time I saw you was at the 3i Africa Summit.
Exactly.
It was a fintech program. Digitalization was heavy.
Everything.
So you featured.
Of course. So I had to be there.
Yeah. So today we are talking about the digital economy.
Right.
I want to believe that this is not a new conversation. Every now and then you get to hear about how we can use digitalization to drive the economy. Recently, we saw what we experienced. The digital disruptions, internet undersea cut cables, and the toll it had on individuals as well as businesses. Maybe let's begin from here. What kind of sense did you get when this particular incident occurred? Is our digital economy thriving, or we are far from getting there?
Oh, I think it's thriving, and from the magnitude of the response, right, from individuals and businesses and even government and institutions, that should tell you that we have the digital economy up and running. So any delay or disruption in the connectivity will have an adverse effect on those people, and it showed in their response. If they were not active online, I'm not sure they will even hear about it or even care if a cable was cut under the sea or cut on land, right? So that should tell you that we have a very strong digital economy, at least to start with. The basics that we have 24 million people on the internet in Ghana. So that's quite a huge number, considering our population. Because if you have 32 million people and about half of that are below the age of 16, it means almost every adult technically is on the internet.
So our context really is not different from what we've seen in the developed countries.
Yeah.
So you agree with the minister if she says that, the communications minister if she says that it was a blessing in disguise?
Oh, of course, because sometimes you need your infrastructure tested, and some of these disasters will also, prompt the need for redundancies to be built and to make your infrastructure more resilient, so that you have all those other fallbacks that you need to have. So like the approval for Starlink to operate in Ghana, and I know they are also operating across Africa. We have OneWeb also coming to the same space. They're also going to offer satellite connection. So we have all these things coming. So it's a blessing in disguise. And for me, I think that we also redefine how we design the physical infrastructure of the internet. So people usually
I think now you are going into details. So, so let's just talk about the digital economy. When we say it, what do we mean and what does it entail?
It's just an economy powered by digital technologies. So that is digital economy, right? From Greek to education to zoology to whichever sector or industry.
From archaeology to zoology.
Exactly. It's powered by technology. So that is a digital economy. And I always tell people that they will have GDP, right? In the digital space, with gross digital products, right? So
I like how you put it.
We can have that for a digital economy. And that is what is redefining the next phase of development across the world. So if you live in a digital darkness, then you'll be considered as an underdeveloped country, because every component of the earth or the world where people live is being connected. So people now can communicate, they can interact, they can engage, they can buy content, they can form communities, they can do business and do so many other things, even playing games on the internet in real time because it's powered by digital technologies.
So with this explanation that we are given, it has to do with Internet of Things, AI, which is now the new name that we are dealing with. Yes, the H. Yes. Everywhere you pass, they are talking about generative AI. In fact, there are issues of biases, regulation. I'm sure we'll get into those details pretty much shortly. But the digital infrastructure that we have in the country, does it set the tone for a proper utilization of a digital economy? Because it appears the infrastructure is not there, although the idea, the scalability of investors is also there, but technology-wise, infrastructure-wise, we are not there. Is that what you also sense?
No, I think we are there. You see, the issue with the internet is first physical before virtual, right? So cables must be laid from one point of the planet Earth where the internet is coming from to us for us to access content outside. You can also build a localized internet within your country so people can have access to the same content. We have that. We have smartphones. We are over 99. In fact, the report says 99% of internet users in Ghana use smartphones, right? So that's like 24 million people having the smartphone. We have over 95% of coverage, telecom coverage across the country. And we have data also growing within the same band of percentage. You have Momo almost around 97%, right? So for me, we are there. The usage is volume. Now, when we have a lot more people using the services and infrastructure frequently, then you have other extensions that will come up. Then you have a digital economy that is more complex and more interconnected and interdependent than just usual social media, e-commerce stuff, and then sending emails. Of course, now we are doing Zipline, so now we can send medicine to health facilities that are located remotely and all that. Last year, I think they sent even BEC reports using exam papers questions using the Zipline. It was meant for medical product deliveries or service delivery, but it's been extended to delivering exams papers. So for me, those are the extensions that will happen as we continue to use that.
It's good you've mentioned the use of drones in the delivery of exam questions and essential medical supplies. So my next question to you is that what kind of business model is digital economy driving for us in Ghana? Aside from these two that you've mentioned, what more is there to it?
Yeah, so every other sector that you use technology, right, is a digital economy. From the smart what do you call it, school project where students can go and do exams or learn online on their tablets or even write exams on tablets. It's also part of it. So that's the educational sector. The computer selection system where a lot of the things you can go and key in the code and then you can pull your results and see where you have been posted to. If you want your posting change, it can also be affected, and you can also see that people are using drones to spray farms in Ghana. It's happening right here in Ghana. Farmers are receiving real-time alerts on prices of commodities and goods in the marketplace, and then some companies also go and buy it at the farm gate, so they can tell you how much the maize is costing in the market in real time. So we have that for the agri sector. Then the health one I talked about, the Zipline delivering blood and other essential medical services products to health facilities, in real time. Then I also read, the e-justice project. Over 34,000 cases have been filed, using the e-justice platform So now you can file cases online and all that. It's been done. People have TIN numbers. You have Ghana card. 17 million people having, Ghana card. So it means that you can identify people now and verify them online. At least 17 million people can be verified in Ghana. So we have all these, various sectors being touched by the technology. Of course, we heard about Glovo and the living the food delivery space, but we have the Okada people still doing the food delivery, and the boats foods also doing the same thing. So now, if any food you want to buy, you can place an order. You can hail an Uber or you can hail another ride hailing service provider, and they can deliver your products or food to you anywhere they are, right? Now, any part of Ghana, you can generate a digital address. Okay, so the app is there. They need to build a lot more functionalities on it, but the basics of any point you can generate, a digital address which can show the district, the region, and then your location. So all this add up to the mix of the digital economy. Then we come to the commercialization where we have the e-commerce platforms.
Exactly where I was coming
to.
Yeah,
so the e-commerce platforms.
We've come a very long way.
Exactly.
It's the Citi Business Festival we are talking about. So I wanted to touch heavily on the trends when it comes to e-commerce, SMEs, small businesses, entrepreneurs. Everyone is doing something digital in his or her corner.
It's fascinating. 2003, I launched one of the first e-commerce platforms in Ghana. Called Shop Shelves, and it was big. When we launched it, all the TV stations came to this internet. Estelle Akufo-Addo launched it. That's like how many years? 21 years ago, right? Wow. And then Sakawa was rife. So so internet, everything fraud. So you want to put people on the internet, and they are not ready, because they are scared that their money will be stolen, even though you've not put them on the platform. So it didn't happen, right? And Google Trader came, Tonaton, and Jumia now. So all these people are facilitating business online. So when you have a small shop in La Paz, you can just go and create an account on Instagram or Facebook, boost it or promote it, and then you get people sending you Momo. Then you can deliver the same product via an Okada who is on WhatsApp or an Uber to deliver the product to you. So now you have a social commerce emerging within that space.
And it appears a big thing.
Yes, it's huge. So you have that blend of social media, mobile money, and delivery happening. So now you don't need to go and create your own Jumia or your own Amazon.com or whatever with social media with your mobile money number and then the Uber app. You can engage in e-commerce and you can sell your product to anybody within Ghana, right? So that is the advantage that we have currently, and the evolution has been very significant. Those days where you have to send people, go to STC to send your package
to someone in Kumasi.
Or first you were sending letters and things to the Ghana Post and the rest. Now you send emails and all that. So we have evolved over the year. Mobile money came, and then now we have mobile money hitting almost 1 trillion Ghana cedis or more, almost close to 2 trillion now, right? So that's huge. You have ECD coming up. So now instead of carrying physical money, you can have the virtual version, which is different from mobile money, right? So we've come a very long way. Then people can learn online. So you can go to either any of the online Coursera and do a course there. You can go to an MIT. They have a free online platform. You can learn anything you want. Go on YouTube and watch it. People are making money on YouTube as influencers. So young people, are running content, publishing content on various social media platforms, and they are making thousands of dollars on monthly basis. And Citi too, now you have a very strong functional website. You have your social media also growing. Some few years ago, you didn't even have a social media account and all that. Now you can do a lot of engagement on social media platform. And now we are talking digital economy on a Citi Business Festival. So for me, it's exciting where we have reached. We have a long way to go. Policy-wise, government they need to do a lot of work within the policy
before
space.
we get to the policy bit of this whole conversation,
Yes,
I know what is driving this.
yes,
Accessibility, reliability, but it is heavily dependent on internet connectivity.
right.
How does the internet dynamics work when it comes to digital services? Because if I'm sitting in the comfort of my home, I have all the facilities, I have the infrastructure, but if I don't have that vehicle, which is the internet, to allow me to sail through the business transaction or whatever I'm doing successfully, then it's much ado about nothing.
Yes, so the internet is the base raw material, and other countries have even declared internet as a utility service. So the way we have Ghana, water, electricity, so it becomes an essential service. Yeah, so internet as a utility service, and I think they need to do that. Government needs to classify internet as a utility service, so it becomes an essential service. So then we have the telco suffering from fiber cuts. The internet, like I said, is first physical. They lay cables to your area, then you can get connection to your home or to your office or your premises if you're a church or a factory, right? If a contractor, digging the ground to construct a road, or they want to lay a pipe and then they see a fiber and then they cut it. They don't even announce it. They don't tell the telcos, and they have a lot of cable cars. The internet to be disrupted to your place. And the issue with the fiber is that when you cut it, the technology to even connect that will even slow down your internet. Otherwise, you have to lay a new stretch of cable, right? So for me, I think if they declare that as a utility service, and then contractors, if you cut the cable, you pay for it. Then you can have a reliable internet in your house, because nobody will intentionally go and dig up cables if they are not there to steal, or if they are constructing a road, they know that there's a utility service line, which is fiber, connecting people to the world and the world to the same people. And it's essential to even hospitals, hailing a ride to take somebody to the hospital, or sending an emergency message or whatever to people. If you see that as very critical, you will have a reliable internet. Then when you have reliable internet, it becomes normal, it becomes part and parcel of your life, so that you can do whatever you want to do. You can stay at home and do your broadcasting. Maybe the next time Papa Sam will say, okay, we are zooming you to the studio, to do your presentation remotely.
And that's it.
That's the future we are heading to, right? Where everything will be virtual, where you can also be programmed and projected to a studio as a hologram. You don't need to be physically present. So reliability is basic, physical protection of the infrastructure. Then you are guaranteed a connection. Then we can build on that connection.
So with this picture that you paint, is it that we are closing the digital divide gap?
Yeah, so it depends. There are various arms of the digital divide, right? So mobile payment is there. So digital inclusion, now we have a lot more people on the Momo platform, right? And then you have the people who go online to learn. You have people who, in the rural areas, they have to climb mountains to get signals, to make calls. Some climb trees to make calls. Those people need to be served. So that's why we have the rural telephony project that GIFEC is running, and the telcos and NCA are powering those things. So we need to be able to spread the technology connection, at least that basic infrastructure, across the country. Then we can build on that. Then we have digital connection first. Then we can talk about the inclusion too, because the inclusion involves the usage of the connection, not necessarily the connection.
Be an inclusion without a connectivity.
Exactly. You need that, because if somebody wants to call somebody out of their local region or where they are, they need a connection to make that happen. If you want more people to go online and they don't have a connection, how can they go online? They need a connection so they can go and create a simple email address, have a WhatsApp working, then they can communicate with people, they can do business. And then somebody who is selling fugu in the remote part of the north can put it online and have it delivered to anybody in Accra, and they make money. So they don't localize their market audience. Then they can have a higher price for the product that they're producing.
So how do small businesses tap into this, enormous benefit that we are talking about, especially in terms of cost? Is it cheaper now or is still expensive? It depends
for
on what
me,
you want to do.
yeah. So it's more cost, but value for money and money for value, right? So it depends on the cost for marketing, then the target audience you want to reach out to. If your target audience are not on the internet, you don't need to go and sell on the internet because you won't find them. And if you can't also have access to internet, it means you can also not sell online. But as much as possible, know your market. Are they online? Then you can create a marketplace online for them to buy your product. There are some people who are stuck in their old ways, and it's their personal policy not to buy anything online. So if they are part of your audience, it means you can still not reach them, right? So for a small business, you need to understand that what products can I sell online, which products must I advertise online, but you have to deliver it physically, of course. Every product, you have to also deliver it that way.
So does it suggest that some form of feasibility studies
You need
should happen over there? It's not because everyone is going digital, you just jump onto it.
Exactly. Even if you go to Agbogboleshi or whichever, the traditional market, it will surprise you how the women are able to, construct how products are arranged from when you enter to the last end. Perishable goods in front. As you go, the goods are non-perishable, and the rest. You think it's just a natural thing. They've thought about it. Somebody just wants to enter the market. Exactly. So you need to understand how the marketplace works and how you can also arrange for people to have access to your product. If I sell tomatoes and I don't need to physically go to Agbogboleshi, I think I can sell tomatoes to people within the Tesano catchment area or East Legon. Then I post it online. Those people may want it packaged. They don't want it in a bowl where they come and hand pick and point at which one is ripe and which one is bigger and all that. It's a different market, right? So you need to understand your consumers and how they want products delivered to them or advertised to them. And then, of course, purchasing power. Can they afford? You can have your products online and people can buy online. There are some people, it's their policy not to spend or make payment above maybe 500 cedis online. So you can be selling something 1,000, they will never buy it online, right? So you need to have another approach. If you want to buy, send us Momo or bank payment evidence, and then we can send the product delivered to you. So for a business, you need to understand how the whole digital economy works, the structures in place, the e-commerce, digital platform, digital services, government policy governing some of those platforms. And these platforms also have policies also governing, and the accessibility, as we mentioned, and then the availability too. You can have access to it, but if cables are cut and then there's no stable connection, you can also not go online and then engage in any commerce activity also online. So those are the things that businesses need to look out for.
Thank you very much, Maximus, for speaking with us on the digital economy. And this has been a special podcast series as part of the honor series of the Citi Business Festival. We have been talking about the digital economy. My name is Nila Telati. Thank you for watching, and do subscribe to this podcast. We have more for you this month of June.